Hello, watchers. We're watching whatever. I'm Nathan,
I'm Danny.
and today we're here for the movie It Chapter One. Danny is a horror buff, but he has actually not seen this movie, so I wanted to have watch it with him. I watched it opening night, so I am familiar with it. Although again, it's been many years, so there are some things that I don't remember. I do basically remember the main points and kind of what happens. But we're also both familiar with it because you did read the book too, right?
I did. Yeah, a long time
Yeah.
ago.
So yeah, we both read the book. We both saw the original It with Tim Curry. So it's not like the story itself is unfamiliar to us. It is just this new version that Danny is unfamiliar with. With the new version, I'm really curious to see, what his thoughts are gonna be, with how they did it. I don't even though I read the book, I don't really fully remember a lot about the book itself because I read that a long time ago. Back, I think when I was in about junior high, early high school is when I read it.
Me too.
So many, pretty much all the details I don't really remember except for the main points. So
Right.
but we're gonna check this out. I really enjoyed it when I watched it opening night, and like I said, Danny being a horror movie fan, I figured that this is definitely one that he should watch. Anything you want to say before we start?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I heard good things, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, before we do, everyone on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Please remember to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts about the movie. If you'd seen the original with Tim Curry and how you thought it compared with the original, and even with the book, if you remember the details from the book. Everyone watching us on Patreon, thank you very much for your support. We appreciate you, and we're glad to have you here. For everyone on YouTube, if you want to watch this with us on Patreon, right now it is only available for rental on, like, Apple TV, YouTube, Amazon Prime. Uh, it's not available for free streaming through one of those sites right now, so you'd have to rent it. But you can get it on there. Put our we have a countdown, a timer, so you can follow along with us and watch the movie and listen to our reaction and commentary if you prefer. All right, we're gonna start the show. The red balloon.
It's crazy how when it's supposed to be a horror movie, like balloons and like kids laughing is scary just because.
Yeah, especially with the sound of the rain and thunderstorm in the background.
Sure I won't get in trouble, Bill?
I'd come with you if I weren't dying. Okay, go get the wax. You want it to float, don't you?
Oh, that was diegetic music. Of course, the light doesn't work.
All right. She's all ready, Captain.
That's why my paper boats never floated as a kid.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. When he was like, dude, go get the wax. He wants to float, right? I was like, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, makes sense. You just put a paper boat in water, it's gonna just absorb and sink.
Uh,
Be careful.
he did, oh. Oh.
What a nice boat.
Wow.
Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
I mean, is there any situation with any kid if you saw some dude in the storm drain where it
In
would
the
feel
gutter?
normal?
Oof.
I should get going now.
Without your boat?
Just leave the boat, kid. It's a paper boat.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Dang, dude, that kid took that bite like a champ, man. He barely
Yeah.
screamed.
So 1 year later.
Go on now, pull it.
Oh, that's a bolt gun they use for animals.
You need to start taking more responsibility around here, Mike. There are two places you can be in this world. You can be out here like us, or you can be in there, like them.
What? How's it work?
They sliced the tip of his dick off. But then stand alone, nothing left.
Are you in there by yourself, Beaverly? You're trash.
Oh.
At least now you'll smell better.
Do all kids movies feature bullying? I feel like every single movie we've seen so far that has kids in it, there's someone getting bullied, man.
But I think at that age, right, bullying was just kind of, it was all around.
Loser. You got a free ride this year because you're a little brother.
That kid reminds me of the in Sandler movies, the O'Doyles.
Where'd she go missing? He's probably the one doing it.
You can let me go by. What you listening to?
Who's it?
New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
I don't even like them. I was just
Wait, you're the new kid, right? Now I get it.
There's nothing to get.
Let me sign this.
Oh, I remember getting everyone to sign your yearbook.
Yeah.
Hang tough, New Kid on the Block.
That was the name of their album,
Please
right?
don't go, girl. That's the name of another New Kids on the Block song.
Just let me show you something first.
He's still trying to find his brother.
He's gone, Bill. He's dead. There is nothing we can do. Nothing.
That's a pretty shitty dad.
Yeah, man. His dad's probably hurting too, you know? He was...
Yeah, but I mean, he's not the only one, right?
Yeah,
you could,
I mean, he could handle
especially
it.
if you're the dad, you need to be the one who comforts your kid.
Get it!
So they're just a town bully for all the kids.
Right. He could not have escaped that easily.
Dang.
You're not studying, Stanley. How's it going to look? The rabbi's son can't finish his own Torah reading.
His father's
Tough
a
dads,
rabbi.
man.
Yeah.
Odd angle.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about this last.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
We're seeing from the perspective of the painting. Crazy how like flickering lights can be scary.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of trained in us, right? All the horror movies
Yeah.
is always like a flickering light.
Right. Yeah.
It's like that tilted angle. I'm in the sign. Oh, the painting changed.
Right. Oh, she's gone. Where is she? Oh, the door. Even slowly opening doors are so scary. Why?
Oh, there she is.
Oh.
Eddie Bear, where are you boys off to in such a rush? Don't go rolling around on the grass, especially if it's just been cut. You know how bad your allergies can get.
Yes, Mom.
So he's like the mama's boy.
A boy should be spending his summer outside with friends. Don't you have any friends?
I have the book now.
I feel his pain.
Even clowns, like they're not scary, but in scary movies they're scary.
I mean, they can look really freaky, right? Was it Gacy? He would work as a clown sometimes for parties. Oh.
experience. Is
With,
it all kids in the town are experiencing like supernatural stuff like this?
I
Or is
don't
it just like
know.
a certain type of kid?
It's probably one of those, you know, the horror trope where it's just whatever kid is selected to that they experience it. You see a red balloon, you see these eggs. Why are you following it? Flickering lights again.
Oh. Ew.
No head.
Oh.
Is that the picture in the book? The kid's head in the tree?
Oh, right.
Egg boy.
Oh.
Oh. I'd have some very dirty pants at that point.
Oh no. What's worse, man? Scary clown or a real bully?
Well, what kind of scary clown? Ooh.
Damn.
Dude.
That's crazy. Dude, what's wrong with this kid, man? I don't remember this.
My knife. My old man will kill me.
This guy reminds me a little bit of Adam
Driver. I was about to say the same thing. I was like, I was thinking like, who is? And as soon as you said that, I was like, it struck me like, yeah, Adam Driver.
Okay, well, I'm starting to get itchy now.
Do you use the same bathroom as your mother? Then you probably have crabs.
It's Betty Ripsums. My mom will have an aneurysm, okay? If she finds out that we're playing down here, I'm serious.
Dude, that kid has like a grown man face.
What if I don't want to find them?
Him. It looks like he was like 40.
I don't want to go missing either.
It's summer. We're supposed to be having fun.
Have you seen those where the people do that and the fire like goes into the bottle?
Yeah. If you hold that down too long.
Yeah. The fire just retracts inside the can.
All right. Oh. Oh.
Is his face burned up?
Yeah, what happened to his face? From falling? I love it, Derry. Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Glad I got to meet you before you died.
Mom finds out I bottled this stuff for myself. Spend the whole rest of the weekend in the emergency room getting x-rayed.
So is it his mom that's making him think he's sick?
Maybe it's like the, what is it, like Munchausen syndrome or whatever?
Yeah.
There's a kid outside. Looked like someone killed him.
We don't have enough money.
You look just like Clark Kent.
I don't know about that.
Can I try them?
You look just like Lois Lane.
Ew.
Creep. Creep.
Well, here you go. Benny from Soch? You sure they got the right stuff to fix you up?
Didn't someone make a parody called The White Stuff?
I didn't hear that.
Bill had her back in 3rd grade. They kissed in the school play. The review said you can't fake that sort of passion.
So that Beverly girl has rumors about her
Like a
fooling around with
reputation.
people?
Right.
Yeah. Do you hear the TV?
Yeah.
Hi, Daddy.
Every adult in this show, in this movie right now is fucked up.
Tell me you're still my little girl.
Like every parent is messed up in the head.
Yeah. Like every adult so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every adult is fucked up,
Yeah.
and all the parents are just completely messed up.
Alright. Well, the librarian was a little
Okay.
judgy.
Okay.
She wasn't like
A little
bad.
bit. Yeah, she was just telling him, yeah, you're a kid, go out and play.
Yeah, the butchers seem pretty cool.
Okay, not every adult. All the
But
parents.
most.
All
Yeah,
the parents.
Yeah, all the parents are kind of. Is
The
that what this was
pharmacist.
about?
Who's first?
I'll go. What the fuck?
I want to do that one time.
Who's got shot up by a girl?
We have to do that now.
Oh, who?
Young MC.
Yes, thank you.
Derry's not like any town I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. I've got more stuff if you want to see it.
Do all of King's books take place in this same general area, right? They're all kind of part of the same world. Is it all in Derry?
I don't know, but I think most of them are in like similar type of. Hey, there's bully number 2. Let him stay missing. From what I remember, they all have like the small town feel, right?
That's the charter for Derry Township. Nerd alert. 91 people signed the charter that made Derry. They all disappeared without a trace. Everybody just thought it was a plague or something. But it's like one day everybody just woke up and left.
I think that's based off the Roanoke.
Uh,
An entire colony just disappeared.
Calculator watch.
I always wanted one of those, man.
Dude, I had a chance to buy one in Japan, but for some reason I didn't. I bought a different one. Like the
That's
classic,
not
like
ominous.
haunted house.
Even the tree out front is all twisted.
Ugh.
What the hell?
Do you think this will help me, Eddie? Come join the clownets. You'll float down here.
It's a hair monster.
Oh.
What the hell is going on?
There was
Hey, fellow watchers, don't forget to like and subscribe and check us out on our Patreon. Links are in the description below. And now back to our program.
So, if I'm like psychoanalyzing or whatnot, like it could be a nightmare or psychosis explained by her fear of her like adolescence or growing up, right? Like we saw her getting like Tampax or whatever earlier, you know? So then it makes
Could
me
be.
think like, are all their nightmares and dreams and scary kind of haunting stuff associated to a specific type of like fear or something that they're going through, you know? So I'm trying to remember all the other kind of incidents, but I can't really see a pattern or anything.
Except the kids are actually missing.
Right. Right.
I don't know why. For some reason, I thought he was going to step on a nail like in Home Alone.
I lost it, Billy. Don't be mad. But Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. Oh, you'll float too. You'll float too.
You'll float too!
Oh.
Like in other scenes where Pennywise like kind of rushes the screen and he has that like jittering like kind of movement. It wasn't really scary, but here it was like super scary.
I need to show you something.
We'll leave the lookout. Richie, stay here.
I knew it.
What happened in here?
My dad couldn't see it. I thought I might be crazy.
So the kids can see it, but the adults can't.
The Cure?
That's what it sounds like.
Pretty dope kids, man.
Richie must be bored as hell outside.
It's not true, you know, what they say about me. I was only ever kissed by one guy.
Him in the play.
January Embers.
Was that in the play? I saw something too. I saw Georgie. I mean, it seemed like him, but there was this...
The clown. Yeah, I saw him too. That's Mike's.
We have to help him.
Just in the middle of the street.
He uses his kickstand.
Eat that meat! Eat it, you fucker!
You losers are trying too hard.
Oh, damn. These kids are accurate, man. Oh.
Go blow your dad, you mullet-wearing asshole! Welcome to the Losers Club!
My students was telling me that he was kind of in like the losers club at school. And I was like, oh, how many people are in your group? Like 10 guys and girls mixed. I was like, dude, I wish I had that many friends.
I know.
Okay, so let me get this straight. It comes out from wherever to eat kids for like a year, and then what? It just goes into hibernation?
My grandfather thinks this town is cursed. Or maybe it knows what scares us most, and that's what we see.
Why, Rich? What are you afraid of? Clowns.
It's the worst thing to be afraid of.
Everywhere it happens, it's all connected by the sewers.
Man, that was really cool how it would go and just like the thing when it's shuffling through the pictures.
Yeah.
It goes to black, comes man.
So let's go. Niebolt. That's where Georgie is.
This is crazy.
Look, you don't have to come in with me. But what happens when another Georgie goes missing?
Shouldn't we have some people keep watch?
He wants to keep watch.
Who wants to stay out here?
Oh,
Is that a picture of him?
Yeah.
This isn't missing.
That isn't real. It's playing tricks on you.
Kids are so brave.
Two things I noticed in this. They're very brave and they're very dumb.
I mean, they're willing to like go help kids who are in trouble, right? That's pretty dope and brave, but this is like some other level of...
What? Guys! Eddie!
Time to take your pill, Eddie.
Oh, the leper. Oh.
Eddie!
Wouldn't you call your friend with you?
Richie!
So this had both the closing squeaky door and the flickering lights that we talked about.
Oh, yuck.
And clowns. His fear. Like imagine for you in a room it's just spiders everywhere.
Oh, dude. Doesn't even have to be more than one, man.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, his arm.
Oh.
Time to float. This isn't real enough for you, Billy. I'm not real enough for you.
Don't let him get away.
Don't let him get away.
What are you gonna do? You just ran the pipe through his head. He still gets away.
I saw the well. We know where it is, and next time we'll be better prepared.
No! Eddie was nearly killed! Ben, you said it yourself. It comes back every 27 years.
Fine. I'll be 40 and far away from here. Georgie is dead.
Georgie's not dead. Take it back.
Bill!
Just hold it.
You're cleaning my gun, huh? Ain't nothing like a little fear to make a paper man crumble.
Am I supposed to feel sorry for the kid now? Oh man, I don't want to feel bad for him.
You know it's all bullshit, right?
What is?
Your medication. They're placebos.
So it really is a Munchausen syndrome.
Oh,
that's his knife that he lost.
All right.
Yeah. I just love watching things float.
And you will too, Henry. Kill him.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Oh, no! Kill them all!
Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
A lot of like good jump scares in this, man.
Yeah.
It's Richie. It got Beverly.
Just where do you think you're off to?
Out with my friends.
You're getting over your sickness, remember?
Okay, what's sickness, Ma?
They're gazebos! They're bullshit!
Gazebos.
That Beverly was right. If we split up at last time, that clown will kill us one by one.
There you go, Stanley. Be a man now. You've had a bar mitzvah.
Beverly!
Kids are crazy.
I couldn't picture myself at 13 years old doing something like this.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
I'm not afraid of you.
You will be.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh.
Oh.
Get that gun and just shoot him in the balls.
You should have stayed out of Derry. Your parents didn't. Look what happened to them. I still get sad every time I pass by that pile of ashes. Sad that I couldn't have done it myself.
I'm down the well, bruh.
Nice.
Dude, this kid's had some kind of like psychotic break, basically, right?
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
What the fuck is that?
Oh no.
Oh, it's bit into his face.
Why?
Isn't
Why
he
did
the
they
one who
keep
said they should have
wandering
separate?
How is she in the air?
That's Funny though. After everything you've seen, you're wondering how she's in the air.
Why isn't she waking up?
You wanna kiss her? Yeah.
General Ambers.
My heart burns there too.
Still missing one.
Georgie,
What took you so long?
I was looking for you this whole time.
I couldn't
Oh, he's
find my
missing
way
an
out
arm.
of here.
Mm-hmm. Remember, he got his arm bitten off.
Take me home, Billy.
Don't do it, Billy.
I miss you. I want to be with Mom and Dad.
I want more than anything for you to be home. But you're not, Georgie.
What if that was?
Serious.
Somehow the kid survived a year in the sewers.
Hey, it's not loaded. Ow! Fuck!
Let him go.
No. I'll take all of you. Or you will just leave us be. I will take him. Only him.
His eyes look crazy.
And you will all live to grow and thrive and lead happy lives.
I told you, Bill. I don't want to die. It's your fault. You punched me in the face. You made me walk through shitty water. You brought me to a fucking crackhead house. And now, I'm gonna have to kill this fucking clown. Welcome to the Losers Club, asshole!
Oh, the burned hands.
He has like unlimited powers, like the It.
That's what it seems like.
Are you still my little girl?
Now you're the one who's afraid.
Fear.
Why did you just say fear?
So it's fear that gives him the strength or the power. Georgie's raincoat.
Swear it. If it isn't dead, if it ever comes back, we'll come back too.
Like, hell no, I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm going to a different country. I ain't never coming back. Kids, that's how diseases are spread.
See you later, losers.
Bye, Ben.
You all packed for Portland?
See you around. Bye.
It's a much more proper ending than the book.
Yeah.
Do you remember the end, what I'm talking about?
No, actually I can't remember. So then at the end they say chapter 1 to show us that there's gonna be more, right?
Yeah. One thing I do remember from the book, right?
Mhm.
So anyone who hasn't read the book, obviously it's been way too many years to be a spoiler now, but at the end of the book, all the kids have a big orgy.
Oh right, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's what like saves them, and they like I think they all kind of like forgot that that happened, and then they remember that that's what was like kind of saved them or something, right? That's kind of
yeah,
what I remember.
it was just weird, right? Because
Yeah,
you're talking about a bunch of like 13-year-old kids, and
yeah.
so I know some people were like, "Do you think they're gonna add it when it was first coming out?" They're like, "Do you think they're gonna add that to the movie?" And it's like, really? You really think they're gonna put in a bunch of 13-year-old kids having an orgy in the movie? Like, so you know, so obviously they've made some creative changes, and this one is definitely more
Right,
appropriate.
right.
So first off, before we go over like different things, what was your impression of the movie?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but I mean, I don't know. I think I have a couple things issues with it. I think, uh, I think, like in terms of like horror, like one thing that makes like a movie like a really scary is like this kind of like that sense of dread, you know? And I think it was
Mm-hmm.
there. It was okay, but I feel like more than anything this movie worked because there's a lot of good like jump scares. And I feel like that's like I don't know. I mean it was done well, and it got me a bunch of times, but I feel like maybe the movie was a little bit too long. I think that might be something that kind of hurt the movie, especially like in that sequence where they actually go down into the well. I felt like that could have been like shortened a bit. I think it dragged on, and I know they were trying to give each kind of character their like moment or something, but I don't know. It felt like a little bit like draggy in that kind of like end part. Um,
Mm-hmm.
one Another thing I think that I really noticed like struck me was how easily they all kind of abandon each other at one point after they went into that house. And I get it, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then when they came back when Beverly got kidnapped, I felt like they were sharing all these moments where they're like hugging and being really close, but I felt like um I don't know, like they were never that close to begin with, some of them, you know, and just didn't feel like I don't know. It didn't give me the feels because it felt like it wasn't like the characters really didn't kind of have that between each other. At least not all of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um those are the things I would say. But overall, like, I mean it's an entertaining movie, and it got me a bunch of times with the scares. I think Pennywise is iconic character, and they did that really well, you know. Um
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Anyway.
Yeah. So one thing I'll say with I feel like a lot of the modern horror movies, a lot of them rely on the jump scare to be a scary movie rather than the different elements like you were mentioning,
Right.
right? Um, and a lot of times we've kind of, it's like a Pavlovian thing. We've kind of learned to expect when to have the scare, and then now they've started
Right.
working around that by not putting in the scare where you're expecting it, and then going off a couple beats before throwing it in, right?
Right. uh
One thing I noticed this time around was when she was cutting her hair, right?
uh
And the first time I watched it, I didn't really catch it,
mhm.
but this time when I saw it, right, her dad says it makes you look like a boy, right? So
Right.
is that supposed to tell us that she cut her hair because of the fact that maybe her dad will be less interested and not want to be so, that I mean, you can't even call that overprotective, right? He's
Right.
first of all, he's a creeper, and
I think he's a full on like molester. I think it's isn't it?
yeah,
I
well
feel like
that's
it's
what I
like
mean by creeper,
oh okay.
right?
uh
um yeah, so so her cutting her hair, is that supposed to be a way for her to hopefully get her dad from having too much interest in her?
B. I think I've
That was my thought.
Right.
because it happened after he was standing there and he was like touching her face and
And then like starts
everything.
touching her hair and stuff.
Yeah, and then she
Yeah.
cuts it, and then later on he goes, "Why'd you cut your hair? It makes you look like a boy."
Right. Yeah, maybe. Um, I feel like I don't know. Like sometimes when people have like trauma, they want to like change their appearance, and I feel like that's one thing that that people do is they cut their hair, you know?
Hmm.
I think there's something about that that feels like I don't know, like transformative or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that like, um, if that's one of the things like, he was like kind of touching her hair in this kind of a really like creepy way. Maybe,
That's one of the
yeah,
things he likes about
yeah,
her.
right. So she chopped it off to yeah, to kind of keep him away. Yeah, I think it totally makes sense.
Despite him, probably.
Right.
So what I had taken in from this story, one of the things is that the all the stuff that's happening, the kids are the ones who see everything,
Right.
but the adults
Yeah.
don't. It's in a sense of either they see nothing or they've forgotten what they've seen when they were
Right.
younger,
Right.
and so it is. I'm still trying to get my head around as far as like exactly what the message is, but kind of in the sense of once we reach, maybe like once we reach into our adulthood, we kind of, we lose all of those. I mean, it is true that we lose a lot of our memories, right? Especially of our childhood.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's, well, you can't say childhood innocence because these kids are the ones who are going through this terror.
Right.
But maybe the kids are the ones who are seeing the truth, and all the adults are blinded by their so-called maturity or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure, but that's kind of the feeling I was getting from it.
Right. I mean,
Right, the kids are the
yeah.
ones who are accepting of the truth.
Right. I feel like that's yeah, I think that's kind of like a common kind of theme or motif in a lot of uh um like children's stories is that
Yeah.
yeah, like adults kind of forget once you get busy with like other things like you don't like pay attention to those like types of things and maybe you just become like jaded, maybe you
Hmm.
just yeah you have your other problems to worry about, but I think like yeah and one of the like main things about a lot of like kind of movies for young people or books for young people, like art for young people, is kind of encouraging them to like act, right? Like you can't rely on like the older people to fix things for you. You got to do it yourself, you know? I mean that's yeah, I mean it's a very common message. Um
Yeah, it's. I was just thinking about it, right? But it's the horror version of Santa Claus, right?
uh,
All the Christmas movies where the kids are the ones who believe, but the adults don't
right.
believe, and
Uh,
eventually learn the truth later.
right.
Mm,
Yeah, that's probably
okay.
that's right. Like that's very interesting, right? Like maybe when we're younger we like uh you know like young people are so eager to make a change and do good, and we have all these kind of like aspirations to like improve things, but then as we get older, I mean like it's just whether it's because it seems too hard or because we have other things to worry about. A lot of our kind of desire to improve the world goes away. Maybe
Hmm.
yeah.
All right. So before we do that, I wanna. I was just looking at some of the different trivia for this movie.
Okay.
Right. So one. So Pennywise, he's only got 4 minutes of worth of dialogue in this whole entire film.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the teeth prosthetics, right? That Pennywise was wearing,
Uh-huh.
because he has like really like big like rabbit teeth.
Uh-huh.
It says that it was making him drool a lot, and the director really liked that look, so they had to keep it that way, right? Because it shows it adds to the ravenous nature of Pennywise.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Much of the Riddy Eddie banter was improv.
Oh, really?
So the two kids, a lot of them are just
hilarious.
improvising their lines there. It's really funny. Another thing I had heard when it first came out was that until the scene, I think it's the scene in the house, the first time in the house when they see Pennywise in there. I think that was a scene, but one of the things what the director wanted to do was he kept Bill Skarsgård away from the kids so they could not see, they did not know what he looked like until it's actually they were filming the shot.
Right.
So to get a much more natural reaction out of them.
Right.
And one more trivia is Skarsgård, when he was auditioning for the role, they wanted him in clown makeup. So he said he was driving through Hollywood in like full clown face makeup.
That's funny, man. Yeah, he probably scared like a bunch of people just going to the audition.
So, all right. So let's do our ratings first. What we give it.
Okay.
So with this movie, like I said, is it like, what is it, one of those scary horror films that really just freaked me the hell out? No, right? One thing I did kind of enjoy with the movie a little bit is how they would move it from a really lighthearted or funny moment into a very dark moment. It would just shift like really quickly, and I thought that was pretty well done. Like I said, the movie, to me, it was entertaining. The kids were funny. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, he was really good at the way he portrayed it. A little bit long, but still overall is a good movie. So I would give it a 3-star.
Okay.
If to be a 4-star movie, I think, I couldn't go up to a 4, right? It's just, it wasn't like a crazy horror film. It didn't have a crazy complex, like deep underlying message or anything like that. It, some things were a little bit, it felt a little contrived, right? It felt a little hard to kind of just understand what really is the meaning or what they were trying to say, right? It felt a little confusing at times. Not a lot, but just a little bit here and there. So yeah, my overall would be 3 stars for this movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it, but it's not going to go down as a list of one of my, like, all time.
Okay. I think this might be the first or one of the first movies where we actually kind of disagree a lot. I'm gonna give this a 2. I think it had moments where it was like fun, it was like those jump scares, it got me. I think some of the ways they kind of presented Pennywise was like scary, and like the effects were cool. I liked it, but I feel like in terms of overall like quality, I felt like it was overly long. I know they were trying to be like faithful to the source material, but I think maybe this is it could have helped if you had actually like reduced some of the characters. I feel like there was like a little bit of overlap in terms of like and obviously it's because of the book, but there was like an overlap in terms of some of the characters and their kind of like drama. I think, I don't know, like it just made it drag out, especially like I think in the last kind of sequence where we had to kind of see every character kind of resolve their like personal thing. Yeah, I think it was too much. I almost wanted some of the kids to start dying off just so we wouldn't have to see them anymore. And maybe that's me being evil or whatever, but yeah, but I think I don't know. I can't imagine like really wanting to watch this again. I think the guy who played Pennywise, Skarsgård, right? He was, yeah, it's really like I mean, he did a great job, and I think, yeah, like the way they made him look and everything was like really like scary, you know. The first time I saw like an image of him before I saw this movie, I was like, dang, dude, they like upgraded the look. But I think like Tim Curry, it's Tim Curry, right?
Mhm.
The OG. For some
Yeah, Tim
reason,
Curry.
yeah, I just feel like he like something about him just looks scarier. I don't know, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
and maybe it's because of like I was a kid when I saw it, and like I'm like you know. So but but yeah, I think this version looks really cool, and like but I felt like Tim Curry's look more realistic. Like this, like he could be some kind of like creepy dude on the street who would like try to kill you or whatever, you know. Whereas this version of Pennywise feels very like fantastical and like you know, like more monstery, where it's like like yeah, I don't know. uh, so yeah, I'll give this a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I think especially one thing that like, and I think, you know, maybe it's because I don't know, we just weren't picking it up or something, but I feel like um and maybe it is as simple as that, like it's up to the young people to act. And you know, at the very end they promised that they would come back if the evil ever came back. And so not only are they helping themselves, but they're promising to help like the next generation. And maybe that's like the message, you know. Maybe it was that blatant and obvious or something, you know. But it feels like that wasn't really like presented all the way through, or maybe it was and I just missed it or whatever. I guess, you know, I mean, they all came back in the end to help Beverly and stuff. um but I don't know, man. I feel like uh it just didn't get me the way that I was hoping to. I wanted to. I've been looking forward to this movie. I don't know why I put it off for so long, but it just didn't hit. I don't know, that's just for me, man.
All right, so let's look. I know you said you happen to see like the IMDb scoring of it, but let's see what the
Yeah.
tomato meter would be anyway.
Okay.
Let's go with our guesses here first.
Sure.
So, tomato meter and audience. Okay, I'll say on the tomato meter, I'm gonna say, uh, I think some people might have a hard time to separate this one from the original.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say, you know, and some people might compare possibly. So I'll say a 70, 77.
Okay.
And audience score, I'll give it a 84.
Okay.
Wait. 84. 80. I'll say 82. 82.
Okay. All right. So like initially I was gonna go 78.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said 77, I was like, fine, I'll stick with 78. But I feel like it might be lower. But I'm gonna still say 78 because that's just my gut like thing. But yeah, I think it wasn't like a huge kind of critical you know, like success. But I think in terms of audience, I think more people will have liked it. I feel like I never really heard anything bad about it. Like and maybe that's why my expectation was too high or something. But I feel like audience is gonna be higher than what did you say? 80
82.
82? I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
87. 87.
87.
Yeah.
Should have done the Price and Right style, just done 83.
All right, I should have.
All right, so let's go. Rotten Tomatoes. So, tomato meter is 85.
Surprised. I shouldn't
So
be
you
surprised.
have that one.
Uh-huh. We were both low though,
Audience
We were
score.
both pretty low.
We're both lower than what the critic score
Right,
is,
right.
but you
I was
You
closer.
had 78 and I had 77.
Right.
Audience score.
Uh-huh.
You said 87. I said 82.
Uh-huh.
It is 84. So I'm closer by 1.
Right.
Wow.
And it's usually closer without going over, right? Is that usually the rule?
Nah, for us, it just whoever's closest.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Doesn't matter about going over. Wow. But so these two, this is the first time I've seen where, from all the movies you did, where both critic and audience scores are
It's like so
almost
similar.
identical.
Yeah, almost
Yeah.
identical. That's cool. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Maybe this is a movie that I have to watch again or something, but I feel like I missed something here. Like I don't know. Like
So now that's gonna influence our box office and our budget.
Right.
So,
Still, I'm so bad at budget. I don't know what this is.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
But
you
you
go
go
first.
first this time.
Fine.
You go. Well, no, because I gave the
You're right.
tomato meter and the audience score first. So you go
You're
first.
right.
This
So I
time.
gotta go first. Man, I'm just gonna say 95 million. 95 million.
95 million for the budget.
Yeah. I feel like that's way over, but I've been under guessing so much previously that I'm just gonna say 95 million. This seems like a movie that they wanted it to be a huge movie, and I think like the runtime, I feel like the reason why they made it so long was because they wanted it to be this kind of like epic like thing. Uh Even though it didn't hit for me, I could see how like it could hit for other people, like because like constantly introducing new characters and stuff. Anyway, and then I think for box office, I'm gonna guess like
Worldwide.
yeah, worldwide. I'm gonna say I don't know like $500 million.
Wow, I think that's the highest you've given any.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say, because I've been going pretty high on the budget too, right, lately. So I was originally thinking about maybe like 110, but when I think back, it's the first one, right? Not chapter 2, so they're not sure what to expect, so they probably have a lower budget with that. Plus, there wasn't crazy CGI stuff.
Okay.
Right? It was shot. There was a lot of outdoor scenes. I'm like, and kids obviously, so they're not
right.
No one is extremely famous here to take up a whole chunk of the budget.
Right.
So I dropped it down to 90 million.
90 million. Okay.
90 million budget.
Alright. Okay.
Box office, I'm probably going low on this, but worldwide I'll say 400.
400. Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
So I have the site pulled up already. I didn't look yet, so I'm gonna take a look.
Okay.
All right. So budget. Wow, we are way up on the budget.
What is it?
$35 million.
Wow. Okay. And I bet you for people who like are more familiar with this kind of stuff, they probably are saying like, "You guys are so dumb." Of course, that's a $35 million.
Probably.
Movie.
I'm sure a lot of people are like, "Are you stupid?" Right? But I mean, I'm just thinking this is a fairly, it's a fairly big movie. It's not like a smaller movie that they're hoping to get big. It had a big name to begin with.
Right.
Most people know it. So I was like, it's got to be at least like 60. I mean, what was Prey? 65 million?
Yeah. So I thought it was
like-
gonna be like a big budget movie. Like they spent a lot of money to like make some money. Okay, then I feel like
35 million.
my box office guess is gonna be way off too. Then how much did they make?
So domestically, 327 million.
Wow.
Internationally, 375. So a total of $702 million.
Wow.
So talk about a hit. This
is a mega freaking blockbuster success for the producers and the financiers of this movie, man. Crazy.
It made just over 200 times its budget.
Wow. That's very nice, man. Very nice. I feel like people are gonna laugh when they see how much we're off.
There's so many movies we've been so off
Yeah,
on.
man, that's crazy.
Oh gosh.
All right, so this
Most
is
of it really is just a guess.
yeah, like for this right now, I wonder if other people are better at this than us. Like there probably are. But for right now, then this is a new round, right? We decided like
Yeah.
the last first to 10 is already over. That was practice, and so this is the first
new
one. What's the
round.
score now? 2-2.
2-2. We're even
2-2.
right now.
All right, cool. Then let's decide on a thing, on like a
All right. I was thinking, if we did a punishment, I was thinking some type of a drinking punishment while we watch a movie.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So, how about this? You choose the movie and then you choose like the drinking thing. So, for instance, like
Well, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
The loser chooses the movie, but the winner chooses like how the punishment is going to be
Okay.
given, like
Yeah.
what kind of drinking.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and that's not a I know some people are like, oh, that sounds awesome. For us, especially me, it's not because I don't really drink.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't have a good tolerance to alcohol. My body actually rejects alcohol, so it gets me drunk and sick really fast. So for me to, and what do we, if I end up drinking like an entire bottle of soju for a 2-hour movie, I'm gonna be messed up. So not a great time for me if I lose.
All right. Yeah, dude. Me too. I mean, I'm not much of a drinker, and yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like a punishment, but it's definitely a punishment.
Yeah, it's definitely a punishment for me. All right. Okay. Well, we are finished with it here in chapter 1. Thank you everyone watching us on YouTube for joining us here. Remember, like and subscribe, click notification bell, leave us a comment, tell us what you thought about the movie, and if you had seen the original or if you had read the book, let us know your thoughts about how they would compare. Again, everyone on Patreon, thank you very much for your support. We want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporter, Soundbeam. Again, we really appreciate you being here and joining us. And everyone else watching on Patreon, we thank you very much, and we're happy to have you here. So that'll be it. That concludes our movie for the day. And let us know if you want us to continue on with It Chapter 2. And until next time, bye.
Thank you. All right. I think there was one point earlier when you were like,